Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for unboxing review. This is the Parker Duofold Centennial. And comes in a really nice wooden box. And you'll see here it has some nice hinges to that box as well. And it's a really nice box. So I'm going to open the lid now. And you will see, first off, the Parker logo there, and then the pen. Now, this is a pen that was made in 1991. It's called the Parker Centennial, or Parker Duofold Centennial, and this is the Godron in gold. But this really is nice. Now, you can lift that tray, and then you have a Parker care guide, and this originally came from Mayer and Fessler, and I think there's a date on there, 11203. Not sure if that is a date, but an interesting one anyway. But this box is quite nice. So let me remove the box out of the way, and then I'll show the pen in a bit more detail. So this is the Parker Duofold Centennial Godron. And Godron, if you don't know, Godron is the sort of fluting here on that body or cap. Now, you do have the Parker logo there in the cap finial. You have the standard Parker feather or quill clip, and then you have this beautiful Godron pattern, and you'll see that the cap is pretty much the same diameter. It tapers in slightly down here below the cap bands onto the body, and then works its way all the way down to what normally would be the piston filling knob. Parkers typically are not piston filling pens, they are cartridge converter. But this pattern really is beautiful. It's a beautiful colour and pretty good quality for a pen made in 1991. So that's what, 2001, 2011, 2021. So it's 33 years old now, 34 years, yeah, it's 33 years old. So that's not bad. It almost looks immaculate. Now, if I unscrew the cap there, you'll see the Parker nib, and on the reverse, you'll see the letter, and that is a fine nib. Now, I did buy this on eBay, and I did buy it, and it did say it was a medium nib, but it did eventually come out as a fine nib. But it does write quite nicely, so I will forgive it, or forgive the seller for that. Actually, I say eBay, it was Dylan Stevens. And then if I unscrew that, you can see there it has got a converter, and I have re-inked it. These Godrons are basically a resin body that you can see the threads there, and then it's a brass barrel, and then it's gold plated, or you can get the silver plated Godrons as well. And quite a lot of threads there. It feels very comfortable in the size of my hand. The cap doesn't feel as weighty. I can post the cap. It will post securely, not that deeply, but I don't really need to post that cap. It does actually feel quite nice in the palm of my hand there. There is also, if I show you here, it's going to be hard to get this on camera because it's very shiny, but just around here there is a hallmark there that you can see. It is a lovely pen, and I wanted a Godron for quite some time, and I'm glad that I've been able to pick this one up. So I think let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we're looking at about 138 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking at about 63 millimeters in length. And if I unscrew the cap there, probably won't roll away actually because of that Godron pattern. The full length of the body is about 128 millimeters in length. Not quite an oversized pen, but it is quite comfortable in my hand there if I hold it on the section. If I wanted to hold it up here on the body, yes, it's going to get a bit short, but I don't know anybody that holds their pens that high. So I think for me that will be quite a comfortable pen. I think now let's do a weight check. Now, bearing in mind that this is inked up, the full weight of the pen, we are looking at 41 grams exactly. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just under 13 grams. And then the weight of the body, we are looking at just over 28 grams. So it's a decent weight. It's not too heavy compared to some of my pens that I have, but it's a decent weight. But this really is a nice gold colored pen. If you like gold, then this really is quite nice. So I think with that, let's go and do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Visconti Opera Master Crimson Tide. We have a Visconti Opera Master Golden Dust. We have a Visconti Watermark. We have a Parker Duofold Centennial. This is actually made by Classic Pen, well, made for Classic Pens. It's a CP5, but made by Parker. We have another Classic Pen CP5. This is in the modern, that's in the vintage. We have a Parker Duofold Centennial, and this is the Godron in gold. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens London Fog, a Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Swirl, a Visconti Homo Sapiens Blue Lagoon, and a Visconti Homo Sapiens Jade. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Parker Duofold Centennial, and it's the Godron or Godron, and it is a fine nib, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And I'm just going to make that an O, not a U. Now, the ink in here today, I've put in Ackerman SBRE Brown. I actually wanted a gold or a brown coloured ink, and I thought I've not used this in a while, so I would give that a try again. Now, in terms of line variation, I would definitely say that we are seeing a Western fine there. If I push a bit more, getting maybe towards a Western medium, but not quite, I would say. The figure of eights, you can see there's not a huge amount of line variation. And if I continue the vertical lines, there's no hard starts or skips. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. So it's not a super wet nib, but it's wet enough though to not feel the pencil-like feedback that sometimes Parker nibs have. What do I like? What do I not like about this pen? I love that it's a Parker Duofold Centennial. I was looking at a few of these in the international size, which is slightly shorter and thinner, and I knew I was going to kick myself. I really want the Centennials. All of my other Parkers are Centennials in size, and I just wanted the Centennial. So I'm glad I saw this one at Dylan Stephens and I bought it. What do I dislike about the pen? Well, sometimes when you buy from sellers, and Dylan Stephens is one of them, I bought two Yardeleds, Grand Victorian and Barley from him, that wasn't cleaned out properly and had ink residue left in the nib and feed. The same happened with this Parker Duofold Centennial. So some second-hand or used sellers just do not clean the pens out or do not check. That's probably one of the things that I disliked about this when it arrived. I didn't clean it out, and I put Ackerman SBRE Brown in it, and it wrote black. And eventually I cleaned out, flushed out the pen, and it had a lot of black ink in it. The other thing is, the listing said it was a medium nib. It turned out to be a fine nib. However, that really doesn't bother me. If it was an extra fine, then yes, it would. But for me, I can take a fine nib, and to be honest, I like how this writes. So I'm glad that it was a fine nib. I can also swap the nibs out around my other Parker Duofolds as well if I wish to. So there you have it. That's my unboxing and review of the Parker Duofold Centennial Godron in a fine 18-karat gold nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.